chapter of Genesis, our Genesis series right now, and pulling some leadership tips from it. New to this channel, click the subscribe button, subscribe to the channel. It's also open Q&A. You can ask me any questions in the comments below. And I'm wearing my Eagles hat. You know what I mean? And this is actually because of the fact that, well, for one, I got this for Christmas. I think I got to take the tag off this joint. But I ended up getting this for Christmas because of one of my teams. They ended up buying me a hat for Christmas. So I thought that was pretty fire. You know what I mean? Shout out to MW, you know, my team members. But we're going to dive into Genesis chapter 9 today, okay? And pull some leadership stuff from it, okay? All right, let's start with what it is, right? It's the covenant of the rainbow, right? So basically, God blesses Noah in this one, telling him pretty much every living thing will be food for him. Don't eat meat without, with the blood. That's what he was saying, stuff like that too as well. He was kind of telling him a couple of rules pretty much. So one is like, don't shed another man's blood, so don't go murdering people. Spoke to his sons too as well, doing a covenant with the sons as well. He also did a, every living creature thing. Let's see what else he talked about. Let's see what else the rainbow. He set the rainbow in the clouds. Bring him out the clouds of the earth. Let's see what else he talked about too. Yeah, it's a lot of things he pretty much did, but it was pretty much the covenant that he made with Noah after the flood had ended, right? So first thing I'm gonna pull from is, chapter 9, verse 1. Okay, and God blessed Noah and his sons and said to them, "Be fruitful, multiply, and fill the earth." Right? So survival alone isn't success. Now, I'm a huge Naruto fan, right? Love anime too as well. I'm not crazy about it, like running around, like that and stuff of that nature, but I am a fan of Naruto, right? And I remember, particularly in Naruto Shippuden. Now, I'm not trying to spoil this for you guys, but it came out so many years ago. But particularly in Naruto Shippuden, he was training to master a thing called Sage Mode, right? But for him to master Sage Mode, he had to actually stay completely still. Now, it sounds like it's a crazy thing or it's a easy thing to do, but it's actually very difficult to stay completely still. Like, even right now, look at me. Now, those 5 seconds that you looked at me, was I still? Completely still, right? Comment that below, was I completely still? I can tell you straight up, I probably wasn't, right? So he had to stay completely still, which was very difficult for him to do. And then it was, if you moved, you basically fell off of this, this mountain or whatever. And then there was this time to concentrate on taking, it was so much going on. But the concept was this, right? Staying still is impossible from a mental standpoint or from a physical standpoint. It's dang near impossible. So if you can't stay still, that means you can only go forwards or backwards in a mental state, right? So people that are just talking about being a, let's say in your company, right? People that are saying they're not looking for growth, they just want to be a, whatever at the bottom position, entry position, let's say sales rep, for example, for the rest of their lives. They're actually going backwards, right? Because they may be making the same amount of money, but going in Dollar Tree isn't even Dollar Tree no more. It's $1.25. It used to be Dollar Tree, but it's $1.25. Everything is going up. So if you're staying still, you're actually moving backwards because now you have less resources in order to produce anything. So don't try to survive in this world. Don't make sure your team is not trying to just survive. It's not about surviving and just getting over it. It's about growth, right? You want to be able to grow. Whenever I'm looking at my numbers for my team, we're looking at over year growth, not trying to just survive and what's going to make the bills pay. No, it's about growth completely, right? So that's the first concept that I pull from Genesis chapter 9 is it's about growth and not survival. So don't focus on just trying to survive, but focus on growth, right? Also, like I said, if you're viewing this, like this video, subscribe to the channel, ask me anything you want below. All right, so now here are some more notes that they have because I have the Amplified version, right? Some more notes about it. And it says, God's promise to Noah. Only when we think of God as our creator as well as redeemer can we begin to understand his covenant of redemption as being related to the covenant of creation. God doesn't abandon his creation. On the contrary, though evil has corrupted, he graciously, for its undeserved, established a convenantal, I'm sorry about that, relationship with Noah's descendants as well as with every beast of the earth. The note of the universality is given further expression by Hosea and Jonah. When Paul encourages Roman believers about struggles in his life, he reminds them that they are not alone, but assures them that the anticipation at the final redemption from the curse of sin. The promise given here is to never destroy the earth again by flood. The rainbow is then a testimony of the existence of the promise, right? So that rainbow is him saying, I'm never going to destroy it again. Hey, what's going up, Jenny? Make sure you subscribe to this channel and like this video. I'm doing a series right now on Genesis and leadership lessons that you can pull from it. Also, too, if you're on here, for other people that's viewing, ask me any question you want below, and, you know, open, basically open, I'm sorry, you know, subscribe below, ask any questions or whatever too as well, right? So that was basically what he was talking about in verses 9, 1 through 19. Thank you, I appreciate it. And you can ask me any question below too. And you guys like my hat too. Like I said, this is in honor of the Eagles playing the Bills in like 20 minutes. You know, go Birds, right? But verse 9:4, but you shall not eat meat along with its life, that is its blood. And also highlights Leviticus 7:26 and Acts 15:20, 21 through 25, right? 9 through 4, blood. The restriction gets more attention in Leviticus. Blood represents the animal's life. It may be used in sacrifice, for all life belongs to the Lord. That kind of reminds me of, I don't know if you guys watch any type of vampire shows or vampire movies. They always suck the blood out of the person, right? They're not like gorging their whole body and eating their meat and all stuff. They're literally just sucking the blood from them, right? Blood, and that's true. Look, everything really does connect to the Bible. But yeah, the blood really is, you know, the animal's life. Our life source flows within our blood. So that's why it's a sin to actually consume that. Miguel says, hi, hey, what's going on, Miguel? Man, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video. Definitely, bro. Ask me anything you want. I do. I like this. Thank you so much, Jenny. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I'm doing a whole series on Genesis right now, right? So this is chapter 9 in it, right? So now we go to Genesis 9:6. This is when God's talking again, right? He says, whoever sheds man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. For in the image of God he made man. Okay? So what is that saying? Image of God. Sin did not destroy man as the image of God. God values human life more highly than animal life because only humankind possesses God's image. So for one, even though God did the flood, he is not saying that since the flood happened now, he just doesn't like humans anymore. That's not what God is saying at all. If anything, he's respecting us even more. It's just, and he respects us on a higher regard than animals because of the fact that we were made in his image and likeness, which was in chapter 1, pretty much. What am I reading about, Jenny? I'm reading about the Bible. So my whole channel is about me taking concepts from the Bible and teaching about leadership to inspire you to recognize yourself as a leader. So now you could become a contributing member to your community as well, right? So this is me teaching leadership skills coming straight from the Bible, straight from the source. And when I do my talks and I go around public speaking at schools, I am speaking to them about these concepts. Now, obviously, certain schools can't talk about religion. So I just take the concepts from the Bible because this is the almighty book. And I am teaching those to the schools or programs or even the businesses. Because, you know, a little bit more about me too as well. I do run multiple retail locations. So I also do workshops as well for businesses, teaching them about, you know, leadership skills and building culture, right? How to coach and develop your team. All right. So what's the next thing too as well? 9:9 was the covenant, right? So now behold, I'm establishing my covenant with you and with your descendants after you. See, this is the second occurrence in Genesis of the important concept of covenant. God promised that he would establish his covenant with Noah, and here he accomplished this great work. So God promised to establish a covenant, and since he promised to do it, he decided to do it. You know, he just did. And it's the second occurrence. The first one was with, you know, Adam. I think Adam or Abraham, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to talk about that later, though, right? So here goes 9:11, right? I will establish my covenant with you. Never again shall all flesh be cut off by water or of a flood, nor shall there ever again be a flood to destroy and ruin the earth. So God was saying, yeah, I promise I ain't about to blow stuff up again. I'm chilling. I might have overreacted. Jenny, hold on. I'll be back. My phone's gonna die. Okay, that's fine. Definitely jump back in too as well. Um, God commits to humanity at this point, right? Think about this, right? So throughout the day, I always call my team. I'm always huge on, welcome back, Jenny. I'm always huge on every single day communicating with my team and asking them, just talking to them, checking on them. Hey, how you doing? Like whenever I'm calling, first thing I do, answer, ask, hey, what's going on? How you feeling, little bro? I saw little bro, little sis, stuff like that, playing around. But they say they're good or whatever. I tell them what I'm calling about. We talk about some numbers and stuff. And then I always ask them, how can I help them? Right? They may say, yo, I need can you bring more customers in? They always say a joke like that. Can you bring more customers in? Okay, boom. Let's come up with a plan. Boom. Let's make a commitment. All right. We make a commitment. I'll make a commitment to, come up with this plan. You make a commitment to execute it, or vice versa. You make a, I executed something. You need something from me. Maybe you need chairs. Maybe you need inventory. Let me submit the ticket. Let me do this. I just do it right on the spot. When the team asks, it's like I made the commitment to do it. And then I want them to be able to rely on me in order to help them get stuff done. Now, I'm not going to have all the answers. I don't. Only person that has all the answers is God, right? But I do have a good amount of the answers too as well, where I maybe know where to find it. So God finally decided to commit. Well, not finally decided, but he decided to commit to humanity after he said, yo, I won't do this again. I won't blow stuff up. I kind of overreacted a little bit, gang. I'm a chill, right? Which brings me to 9:16. When the rainbow is in the clouds and I look at it, I will remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh and on earth. See, God was like, listen, I told you I'm going to commit. But also, too, as well, here goes my reminder to you that of my commitment and my promise, right? You're going to see the rainbow. When you see the rainbow in the sky, that is me. And that's for rainbows. You know what I mean? That's why I refer rainbows. It's my commitment to say, hey, listen, I'm not going to destroy everything. This was the covenant that I made with Noah. All right. Through, water or the flood or whatever, right? To destroy the earth and everything. Never again. This was God making that commitment or that reminder to do it too as well. With my team, this is why with my team, after I get on the phone with them, we talk and stuff like that, I'll text them or I'll put something in some sort of documentation, email them, whatever it is, to recap what we talked about. Why? Because now this is my reminder for me to keep going back to there. Like, hey, listen, I told you I was going to do this. You told me you was going to do this. So it's even exchange, right? It's a servitude sort of way of reacting, but at the same time, it's true though too as well. I say, listen, I'm going to do this and you're going to do that. And together we're working together pretty much, right? So this is my promise to God pretty much, or that's God's promise. So that's my reminder. So whenever you work with your team or whatever and you get done stuff, I always recommend writing things down or at least typing them out, because now you're making yourself a reminder to get that thing done. Now, especially even with leading with your life, right? My goals for 2026, me and wife, we sat down and we did our joints right here. We wrote them down, right? Because that's a reminder to commit to the things that we talked about. It has to have you have to have something to remind you to do it too as well. All right, so this was his reminder. I'm going to skip all the way down to verse 21 in chapter 6, right? He drank some of the wine and became drunk and was uncovered and lay exposed inside his tent. See, even righteous leaders make mistakes. This is actually a funny story, right? Now I'm not trying to toot my own horn, call myself some type of righteous leader or whatever, but it was yesterday, I believe, I gave out, a copy of my book, because one of my resolutions, I was like, yo, I'm going to give out 500 copies of my book this year. 500 copies for free. That's the way I'm gonna get myself out there, right? And that's gonna connect to me getting my 100, paid newsletter subscribers. All right, so all this stuff is going pretty much hand in hand, right? I was like, yo, I'm gonna get 100 paid newsletter subscribers. First, got to give out 500 copies of my book. If you do want a copy of my book, please do comment below or whatever, and I'll try to reach out to you to find some type of way to get you a copy, right? But the goal is to get 500 copies. So I'm over here looking, whatever. Gave out a copy yesterday, obviously, right? Gave out a copy yesterday, and one of the guys was like, "Oh yeah, I read your book, and you want a copy? Perfect. Here, dang, I know YouTube's a little tough to get in contact with people. If you don't mind, just comment your phone number below, or a way I can reach you. And then I'll, reach out to you and send you over a copy of it. Are you in the United States as well? But I'm gonna keep talking about it while I do that though. But yeah, put your number below or however I can reach you, and then I'll be able to send it over. But yeah, so they kept talking about how it was yeah, so he was like, "Oh, look, you're in the US. Okay, yeah, put your phone number below then. I'll write it down so that way I can reach out to you and give you a copy of it." Goal's 500. I'm at 1 right now, and it's not 500 for 2026, right? 2026 obviously didn't start, but I'm starting today. I'm not waiting until 2026 to start achieving my goals, right? But yeah, so he was like, "Oh yeah, you misspelled some words." Oh yeah, that's true too as well. You don't want other people to find out your phone number. Do you have another way for me to reach? Oh, what about your email? You cool with that? Cool, put your email on here. Any way that I can try to contact you, that way I can get you over a free copy of my book. Oh yeah, definitely. Okay, yeah, put your email there. Hey Cookie, hey, how you doing? Right now, if you're new here, Cookie, you're new here too as well. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. Ask me any questions you like. My channel is definitely right now we're just going over Genesis chapter 9 and pulling any type of leadership tips that we can in order to help you lead your team or even lead yourself, right? Because you gotta lead yourself before you be able to lead the team. So yeah, do that too as well. But continuing on my speech, but Jenny, definitely leave your email below. I'll give you a free copy of my book. But yeah, he was like saying, "Hey, you spelled some things wrong," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's okay," because at the end of the day, I'm a human, just like everybody else. We're all human. Could I pause and send a copy now? No, it's a physical copy. It's actually a physical copy of book. It's not a ebook. It's an actual physical copy. I'll mail it to you. That's what I'm saying. If you give me your email, I'll be able to do that. I'll be able to send you over, get the information that I need, so you don't got to put it right here on here. Doris, hello, Mr. Wynn. My name's Los, but I appreciate you, brother. How are you, man? I'm always great. I had a bad day in my life. How are you, my guy? Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and also right now we're just going over Genesis chapter 9 and pulling the leadership tips that we can from the book. It's actually the last one right here, but yeah. So yeah, leaders make mistakes pretty much, right? That's the biggest thing is leaders make mistakes when it comes to that, right? And then the last thing is Shem. Shem was given precedence over his brothers. Eber and Abram were descended from Shem, so Shem's blessing is ultimately a blessing on Israel. 9:29, and he died. Noah's death was the end of an era. Only he and his family spanned two worlds, that of the earth before and after the flood. His long life gave him opportunity to transmit to his main descendants the dramatic story that he lived out his family. Peoples and the places and cultures the world over his memories and stories of a great flood in antiquity. The details differ, but the story remains. Okay? So yeah, Jenny, yep, definitely send over a through your email. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have, man, right? So it's a lot of stuff that we pulled from here from Genesis 9. Man, God was playing with Noah, but we learned a lot of things when it came to some leadership tips and stuff like that we could pull from this chapter, right? So, definitely go back through, read the chapter on your own, see what you can pull from it specifically on your own, right? But also think about that too as well. So that's pretty much all I have for you guys. Eagles suck. Hold up. GK 1000. Yeah, you tripping, my guy. We talking about wait, hold on. Before I start talking trash, who's your football team? Because this most of the time this ends the argument right here. Who's your football team? I guarantee it's someone who probably hasn't even won a Super Bowl in their lifetime. Come on now, man. You can't be coming on here saying wild things like that, bro. I'm getting off. Oh, man, they about to start right now. Boy, I'm locked in right now. So, go Birds. We're going to win this game today. We're going to beat the Bills. Subscribe to this video, this channel. Like this video. And, yeah, continue to tune in every single day. And if you're not able to tune in at the time that I'm streaming, you can always go and rewatch it later on about each breakdown of each chapter. Right now, we're doing a Genesis series of leadership on here. or the beginning of leadership, I would say, in this series. So that's all I have for you guys, and I'll talk to you guys. 2.0 out.